never came in humping gear. Down the old white line to fame and fortune, maybe next time written in the sky. Oh, it's some new song to lift our spirits, with dreams that don't come true but never die. We are the dreamers and believers, the singers and the sinners and the breakers of the mold. We're the lovers and the leavers, the lonely self-deceivers. We are the music makers and the hard men of the road.
There we go. Happy Polka Sunday morning, and welcome to the Sunday Morning Polka Show of Northwest Ohio with your host, David Jackson. Still working on the new technology this week, the new computer. It's very powerful, but it has some limitations, so please consider bearing with us for the next hour as we bring you the finest in polkas, waltzes, and obetics. Perhaps a mystery tune as well. That was Eddie Blazonczyk and the Versatones doing one called The Dreamers and Believers from a little record they put out some time ago called Versalicious. Well, here on the Sunday Morning Polka Show, our commitment to you is every week to bring you the finest in polkas, waltzes, and obetics, to bring you mostly Polish-American style polka music, but some other kinds thrown in as well. We also bring you the news from Poland, and we bring you the Polish word of the day. So, without further ado, let's go visit the Polish word of the day. This week it is a noun. It is pudełko. Pudełko. Here it is in a sentence. Co masz w tym pudełku? It's a question. I hope it rose up at the end. All right, well, there's the Polish word of the day in a sentence, and now is the time when we get back into the music. We are going to hear from the fabulous Squeezebox Orchestra, doing one they call the Hometown Polka.
We'll go dancing soon underneath the moon. Love has set this heart of mine on fire. Yeah, good for the noggy tune. Love and kisses soon, then she'll be my heart's only desire. Got to spend my life with you, baby. 'Cause this love of mine is so true. My Polish Krakowianka. Yes, we'll go dancing soon underneath the moon. Love has set this heart of mine on fire. Yeah, good for the noggy tune. Love and kisses soon. That you'll be my heart's only desire. Got to spend my life with you, baby. Because this love of mine is so true.
Pudełko.
Well, happy Polka Sunday morning once again. Here is the Sunday Morning Polka Show. That's what you're listening to right here with your host, David Jackson, doing our best to bring you the finest in polkas, waltzes, and obereks. We already brought you the first visitation to the Polish word of the day. We'll return to that a few times as the show goes on. We'll also do some news from Poland in just a minute. But hey, first, you have a constitutional right to know just what songs you just heard. Right there, that last song in that big three-song set of polka music was the Button Box Rag by the Polish Kid. Before that, we heard Krakowianka, from Box On. How about that? And we heard the Hometown Polka, Czech style, I believe, from the great Squeezebox Orchestra. And yes, indeed, within those songs are major hints to the Polish word of the day for those of you who don't already know it. Hey, let's take a look at that news from Poland, shall we? Yes, we shall. The news from Poland today is from a website called Deadline, and Deadline tells us this headline: Poland submits Venice premiere Leave No Traces to international Oscar race. Poland has become the first European nation to make its official submission to the international Oscar race this year, with Jan P. Matuszynski's Leave No Traces selected to compete. The movie has its premiere at the Venice Film Festival on September 9th. The story is set in Poland in 1983, when the country is shaken by the case of Grzegorz Przemyk, a high school student beaten to death by the militia. Based on true events, the film follows the story of Jurek, the only witness of the beating, who overnight became the #1 enemy of the state. The oppressive regime used its whole apparatus, the Secret Service, militia, media, and the courts, to squeeze Jurek and other people close to the case, including his parents and Przemek's mother, Barbara. Sounds like an absolutely fascinating film, one we definitely have to keep our eye on and find a way to get it shown here in the United States. Polish films are pretty darn good, and that one sounds like a winner. A sad movie, I would say. Speaking of sad things, a couple of weeks ago, we lost Don Everly. A few years ago, Phil Everly already passed away. Now Don has joined the great Harmony in Heaven with his brother. And so Don Everly passing away, and I thought, well, how can we pay proper tribute to Don Everly on the Sunday Morning Polka Show? The best way I can think of to do that is to dig up Songs of the Polka King Volume 2 from Frank Yankovic. They do this great song that the boys originally recorded, I think, on an album called Songs Our Daddy Taught Us. It's considered one of the classics of rock musicians getting involved in folk music because they did it before anybody else did. And by folk music, I mean old songs. This one is called That Silver-Haired Daddy of Mine. It's a tearjerker. Be prepared.
Dear old silver-haired daddy of mine, in the vine-covered shack in the mountain, bravely fighting the battle of time, is that dear one who's weathered life's sorrow. It's that silver-haired daddy of mine. If I could recall all the heartaches, dear old daddy, I've caused you to bear. If I could erase those lines from your face and bring back the gold to your hair, if God would but grant me the power just to turn back the pages of time, I'd give all I own if I could but atone to that silver-haired daddy of mine. If God would but grant me the power just to turn back the pages of time, I'd give all I own if I could but atone to that silver-haired daddy of mine. I'd give all I own if I could but atone to that silver-haired daddy of mine. Tyś dla mnie śpiewała, tyś mnie kołysała, a dzisiaj zostawiasz mnie. Coś mnie nauczyła i jak dobra była, nigdy nie zapomnę mnie. Coś mnie nauczyła i jak dobra była, nigdy nie zapomnę mnie. Mamo, ach, mamo droga, czemu zostawiasz mnie? Tyś dla mnie śpiewała, tyś mnie kołysała, a dzisiaj zostawiasz mnie. Tyś dla mnie śpiewała, tyś mnie kołysała, a dzisiaj zostawiasz mnie. Will there be sweethearts in heaven after we cross the line? If the angels have sweethearts, then I want you for mine. If I should go first and leave you behind, face life alone, then bear this in mind. I will be waiting if heaven's my fate. Take you by the hand just inside the pearly gates. Will there be sweethearts in heaven after we cross the line? If the angels have sweethearts, then I want you for mine. Go homeless and sleep in the streets, or I'd be a beggar with nothing to eat. If I knew for sure when the time comes to part, someday in heaven you'd be my sweetheart. If you get there before me, just keep this in mind. I'll be there shortly, but I'll take my time. We'll meet in heaven and circle the floor, just like we did many, many times before. Will there be sweethearts in heaven after we cross the line? If the angels have sweethearts, then I want you for mine. Will there be sweethearts in heaven after we cross the line? If the angels have sweethearts,
That was Lenny Gomolka doing Will There Be Sweethearts in Heaven? A very important question indeed, Lenny. Mixed in with that set were some tearjerkers. Toledo Polka Motion with Eddie Biegai on the vocals doing their version of the Frank Wojnarowski classic called Matka. And we also heard a very beautiful song from Frank Yankovic, and now the late, great Don Everly doing that Silver-Haired Daddy of Mine. Hey, we're getting some reports of static on the line. Static on the line, especially when I, your host, David Jackson, am speaking. If you could shoot us an email at sundaypolka@gmail.com to let us know how the sound is going where you're listening, that would be extremely helpful for us. And let us know maybe what device you're listening on, if it's a phone or if it's a computer or if it's a toaster. However you're getting us, shoot us an email, sundaypolka, all one word, all lowercase, at gmail.com. Hey, let's go visit that Polish word of the day once again. It's a great Polish word of the day. I'm pretty happy with it. Even though I didn't come up with it, the good folks at Transparent Language did. Oh, and by the way, you should also read the Polish American Journal, www.polamjournal.com. Yes, 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 you should. And not just because I happen to have a piece in it this month. You should read it anyway. Maybe you should read it in spite of that fact. www.polamjournal.com. Pudelko. Pudelko is the Polish word of the day. Tomasz w tym pudelku is the Polish word of the day in a sentence. And our friend cases happen. Notice pudelko becomes pudelku. Yes, that's why it's so darn hard to learn that beautiful Polish language. Why don't we get back into the music? That's a thing I say quite often here after I've chatted for a bit. I think what we'd like to hear now is some brand new music from Jimmy K and the Boys. Yes, indeed. Jimmy K is pulling off the impossible. Jimmy K is only 42 years old, yet he's celebrating 50 years in the polka business. Don't know how that's possible, but there you go. Why don't we hear a fabulous song from their new collection, Jimmy K 50, and I'm going to pick a good one for you here. I hope you like it. Let me push a couple of buttons here to make it happen. Here we go. Jimmy K.
Angry words were spoken, and I left my baby in a cloud of gloom. Got into my car and drove around until I spotted this saloon. Came inside and bought a drink. I saw you and felt a burning glow. Got the urge to hold you tight, but if I try, refuse me, tell me no. Step aside if I try to get near you. Lock your heart if I start making time. Walk away if I say that I need you. Step aside if I step out of line. Bitter are my feelings for my baby and the things she said so cruel. Half of me says cheat on her, but part of me says stop, don't be a fool. Don't let me get close to you, cause if I do I won't be very strong. Save me from my conscience and keep me from being sorry later on. Step aside if I try to get near you. Lock your heart if I start making time. Walk away if I say that I need you. Step aside if I step out of line.
Ja tańcuję, a ty hulaj, ale mnie tak nie przytulaj. Po ślubie nie będę taka, dam ci wszystko i buziaka. Hej, hej! Aż do rana, żeby ty mnie jak ja tobie dali mi burzyć sobie. Ja tańcuję, a ty hulaj, ale mnie tak nie przytulaj. Po ślubie nie będę taka, dam ci wszystko i burzaka. Hej, hej! jak ciężko pracuje w żelaznej fabryce. Jak ciężko pracuje, jak ciężko pracuje, o jak ciężko pracuje w żelaznej fabryce. Ja przestanę w tej fabryce robić. A jak ja przestanę w tej fabryce robić, będzie moja żonka, oj będzie moja żonka w Polsce pochodzić. Będzie moja żonka, oj będzie moja żonka w Polsce pochodzić.
Once I said I wanted you, I don't remember why. I often wonder if it's true that you could make me cry. I know it's only long ago you said I love you too, but I got one solution that we're gonna start anew. How do you do? I thought, well, na, just me and you, and then we can, na, just like before. And you will say, na, please give me more. And you will think, na, hey, that's what I'm living for. Once I said I wanted you, and I remember why. I often wonder if it's true you still can make me cry. I know it's not so long ago you said I love you true, 'cause I had one solution left and that was starting you. How do you do? I thought, well, na, just me and you, and then we can, na, just like before. And you will say, na, please give me more. And you will think, na, hey, that's what I'm living for. How do you do? I thought, well, na, just me and you, and then we can, na, just like before. And you will say, na, please give me more. And you will think, na, hey, that's what I'm living for. Just me and you, and then we can, na, just like before. And you will say, na, please give me more. And you will think, na, hey, that's what I'm living for.
Well, there is the big 6-song set of polka music for which the Sunday Morning Polka Show is becoming globally famous, thanks to our one listener in Iceland. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, that was 6 songs right there. How Do You Do? Brand new music from Special Delivery. We also heard some fabulous music from the Rich Bobinski Orchestra with the inimitable Ed Biagaj on the vocals. We heard the Quadruple and Sulkar band doing the Alpen Echo, beautiful Slovenian style for you. Badanov did Natasha. We heard the Wyandotte Cavaliers in there, and we started off the set with Jimmy Kay and his band doing one about stepping out of line and stepping away. Well, we've only got a few more minutes to go as we approach the top of the hour, but we should revisit that Polish word of the day one more time before we reveal at the end the meaning. Here it is. The Polish word of the day is pudełko, pudełko. And here it is in a sentence. So masz w tym pudełku. There you go. Well, let's get back into the music. A commonly heard statement on this show, I do realize. Guess we need to mix up our transition language a little bit here. But in any event, here is the Polka family from their Fiddle Faddle recording, doing one they call Kasia.
She told me that she really loved me, but tonight she says she's only thinking of me. How can I convince her that she's my one and only? Got to hold that lady deep inside my heart. Że mnie bardzo kocha, wczoraj mi mówiła, a dzisiaj tłumaczy, że my się zmieniła. Chciałbym ją przekonać, że jest dla mnie ona, że ona w mym sercu jedna, jedyna. Kasia, moja Kasia, daj serce twoje i serce za serce dam tobie moje. Kasia, moja Kasia, bardzo cię kocham i wierność na wieki tobie przysięgam. Yesterday she told me that she really loved me, but tonight she says she's only thinking of me. How can I convince her that she's my one and only? Got to hold that lady deep inside my heart. Że mnie bardzo kocha, wczoraj mi mówiła, a dzisiaj tłumaczy, że my się zmieniła. Chciałbym ją przekonać, że jest dla mnie ona, że ona w mym sercu jedna, jedyna. Kasia, moja Kasia, daj serce twoje i serce za serce dam tobie moje. Kasia, moja Kasia, bardzo cię kocham i wierność na wieki tobie przysięgam. Bam, bam, bam. Baby, come back home.
się moja umeczcie i tak mocno upili. Cieście moja umeczcie i tak mocno upili.
Как май роце ушла пана, шла подні дівчинка уплакана. Вчора сі співала, мілачка лівала, dnes už je od něho odločená. Včera si zpívala, miláčka lívala, dnes už je od něho odločená.
That was the beautiful
Poetry and jazz.
Okay. All right. That was the beautiful Path to Moravia waltz by Czech and Then Some. Beautiful Czech song waltz that we send out to the love of my life, my wife, Lori. Before that, we heard Only You and Obetic from the New Direction Band. And we heard the Polka Family doing Kasia to start off that set. Well, we've reached nearly the top of the hour, so it's time for us to do the big reveal on the Polish word of the day. The Polish word of the day is pudełko, and it means box. Co masz w tym pudełku means, what do you have in this box? An important question if there ever was one. Well, all right. Thank you for joining us and enduring another episode of the Sunday Morning Polka Show. If the good Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise, we will be back next week. Until then, do zobaczenia. Here is Medi Madura in the orchestra from the Polish-American wedding recording, one they call The Day After the Wedding.
Już ci po wykupie welon jej zdejmują, już ci przypoczniki fartuszka szykują, już ci pani młodo fartuszek dali, już ci na koletkę także uskładali. Już ci nie wesele, tylko
Łodziuści nie panienka, tylko gospodyni. Łodziuści za niedługo będziemy na chrzciny. Za niedługo ja by dzieci miała, łodziuści za kumoszkę tego ja by chciała. Łodziuści za kumoszkę tego ja by chciała, ale znów za kumotra ładnegoś wybrałam.